Relax, okay? Chill. I know I'm a little late, but I noticed that Untitled Boxing Game recently got an update that added a new style. So today, we're gonna break it down and find out how similar it is to UBG's inspiration, Hajime no Ippo. This new mythic fighting style is called switch hit style. Description reads, no matter from left or right, the Asura sees all. Being ambidextrous allows you to control the direction of your punches with your own movement in exchange for your dash mobility. And that's exactly what this style seems to do. Depending on what direction you're moving in, it will automatically switch your stance while also changing your M1 and M2s. If you're not a boxing fan, then that might be a little confusing, so let me explain. There is a certain way you must stand in boxing in order for you to be balanced and generate power efficiently. The most common of these stances being orthodox, which looks like this and allows you to jab with your left hand and cross with your right. That is the most common stance due to majority of the world being right-handed. Therefore, you would want your stronger hand to be your power punch. If you were left-handed, then you would probably feel a bit off leaving your dominant hand in front. So you can stand in a southpaw position to mirror an orthodox fighting stance. Now that you grasp that, you can understand that because you fight in a different stance, you must fight in a different way. Southpaws are known for having deceiving punches because of your brain not accounting for the mirror-like effect. Now after learning that, you can come to the modern day where boxers are now comfortably able to fight in both stances, which result in more unpredictability, adaptability, and just an extra thing that your opponent might not have. Boxers like Vasily Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis, and Terence Crawford are all boxers who do this very well and is definitely a tool they have used to make it to the world stage. This is the power you obtain by using the switch hit style. So now that you know how the style works, who uses it in Ippo? Well, this guy. Who? Yes, bruh. I know he looks 40 years old, but I swear Randy Boy Jr. is around Miyata and Ippo's age. After witnessing the deadly effects that boxing had on his father, he decided to take on his burden and make it to the world stage one day. Just like his dad, Randy Boy Jr. is an ambidextrous boxer, which allows him to fight in both stances simultaneously, resulting in this squared stance that I said earlier was not an effective fighting stance. For Randy Boy, this works not only because he's in an anime, but also because of how good he is in both stances. This stance allows for him to cut off the ring and throw unexpected shots at unpredictable moments. This is why Miyata struggled against him and needed to adapt in the ring to beat him. Randy is known for having good head slips and parrying, so it isn't canon that your dash mobility gets nerfed. Okay, we can finally get into the punching. Because this style can get complicated, they made it as simple as they could. All your right-handed punches are slower but do more damage, while all your left-hand punches are faster but do less. These are the rules no matter what stance you're in, but Randy Boy Jr. is a little different. His whole shtick is that he's good in both stances, but it is a fact that RBJ instinctively throws his left hand when he's off balance, which is something Miyata picks up on and uses against him in their fight. So maybe that's why your lefts are weaker, but realistically the reason is for game balancing. Now, not every style in UBG has an ability, but this one does. Static allows you to disrupt your opponent's rhythm by canceling their perfect dodge or inverting their controls, meaning that if your opponent perfectly dodges your punch, you can activate static, which will cancel it and give you iframes, also allowing for you to waste your opponent's ultimate or save you from attacks with the minor invincibility you get. This ability is a reference to the feeling that Itagaki got in his spar with Randy Boy Jr. His style causes people to feel a disruption in their rhythm, which is important to a fight. This tear in rhythm can be felt like static, explaining the name. This also makes sense in comparison to the second ability of static. If you use static outside of a perfect dodge, it will instead invert the controls of your opponent. This means that forward will be backward and M1 will be M2 and so on and so forth. For a character with such little screen time, I'm really impressed with UBG's research and attention to detail. W devs. Finally is the ultimate, titled You Can't Hide. Upon activating, you swing a hard body blow to your opponent's core, making them kneel. But when you go for your crushing overhand, the opponent swiftly dodges to the left just to be surprised by your quick stance switch and gets demolished with a hard blow to the face, once again sending the opponent flying. From my last video, I found out that a lot of the ultimates are from the Hajime no Ippo, the fighting. This basic ass cutscene looks like this, but it's too simple to be compared to UBG. I feel as if this moment in the manga is where it's truly inspired from. Miyata, who was finding success early in the fight, is now struggling against RBJ due to his switching and insane chin. On top of that, Miyata is suffering from fatigue due to his harsh weight cut that he does to stay at featherweight. And after already taking a knee, he starts getting bombarded with shots until he tries to swing back but misses. And then lands a right cross into a left hook, but Miyata doesn't give up and sends a tough jab only for it to be parried by Randy and rocked with a right hand. Now it's not perfect, but this sequence is the closest to it since the other knockdowns on Miata aren't as similar and are just slips. I also think the name is a nod to Randy's Asura connection. Due to Randy's walk him down style mixed with his ability to attack from anywhere, he got the nickname of Asura. Asura, just like the Japanese deity who can be illustrated with multiple heads. With these heads, Randy Boy Jr.'s opponents can kind of feel like he can see them at all times, hence the name. But with all that said and done, how similar is switch hit style to Randy Boy Jr.? Even though the dash mobility, M1 and M2 changes are not canonical, they still took an amazing approach to switching stances, made the ability on theme to Randy's static, and taking inspiration from the manga for the ultimate. Meaning, I'm gonna have to give switch hit style a similarity rating of an A- to Hajime no Ippo. Comment down below if I made any mistakes in the video, or if you want to see me break down somebody else from UBG or even any other anime Roblox game. But if you enjoyed this, then you probably enjoyed part 1 and part 2, so click right here. Millz Mafia out. Yeah.